Like 60-40. I think it's a very, very close one right now.
I will give you two silver linings though that I see for one win. Right, first of all, their AWP was on point. Deco was having a
Yeah.
great game on Dust 2, and Overpass is another map where the AWP can feature heavily, and Deco was getting the better of Sparrow more often than not. The other thing, Flamey actually woke up. He was still slow to start that map, but in defensive B, as a B anchor for the team, he was solid, and that could be a huge contributing factor here for one win. If Flamey is actually contributing here, that would propel them a long way towards being competitive here on Overpass. They'll be starting in the attacking half. 9 presumably winning the knife. And they'll take long immediately. But look at the heavy presence in the bathrooms. 9 are actually decently set up for this, and Kylarro's going to get the first chance. Lost one. He's getting a race, but he will get the kill. Able to do it. It's K behind him. So K is in the server. That's Minio who's taking a backseat. K coming in for map number 3. That firepower adjustment might also help propel 9 into the fray. Such a weird situation with this team.
And Minio, by far their lowest rated player as well, so I would say a bit of an upgrade for this final map. Is it going to be enough? And this pistol round it will anyway. With his one, and then it's specifically Goofy and Kylarro who shut it down as that push comes in on long as well. So good work.
I gotta say though, what does that do for Minio's confidence? Where he's technically on this team,
Is he?
Yedker technically isn't on this team anymore. I think. Again, very hard to read exactly what's going on there. But if they're like, "All right, Minio, keys back, get out of here,"
But is it
instead
because of the
swapping out the guy who's
rosters?
still standing.
Did they not need to have like the core of their previous, at least like 3 at a time? So maybe it's just that's the way they have to do it.
I don't think those rules apply necessarily in the same way in Challenger League anymore.
I do feel a bit bad for
know.
him, so I was trying to find a reason, maybe.
Maybe that's the reason. I just think it's funny that Minio's like, yeah, it's okay, guys. I'll watch.
He wasn't playing terribly either.
No, he was fine. He was fine. He though is a monster. We're seeing it early. These are just the anti-ecos, but he's been on point in their yesterday in their games. He's on point to start out this one. If he brings an extra firepower element here, I mean, 9 was already looking good on Dust 2. They were looking phenomenal on Mirage. If they get an upgrade, they're going to be really tough to slow down.
Yeah, Yedgar had slowed down, as I mentioned, as Dust 2 went on as well. So if he can find this stride again here, as he did in the early stages of Dust 2, and as he'd been playing kind of like insane on Mirage as well, then yeah, one win could certainly be finding some trouble in terms of trying to match up to the firepower. But we'll see. It's only now that the guns are coming out. We're perhaps judging a little bit too early. As you had said, there was good signs from one win, their ability to come back into Dust 2 when things were looking like they might have been done and dusted towards the end. We get a slow default methodical control, not really working in groups or anything. I mean, Flamey's alone towards connector, just trying to make sure no one can cut off the rotation and towards B or anything and insert short, etc. Most of the focus around initially getting the mid control, but they aren't even going to actually go towards bathrooms or advance that far. They just have one player left around here as they want to again, get the B control. So really everything, they want everything basically.
They've kind of got it. But it does mean they're spread very thin, so if some fights come in from the CT side, there's not a lot of chances to trade. Although, as I say that, what's going on here outside bathrooms? Travis. Key. Could be the key engagement. Who's going to go looking first? Give it up. Oh, it will be Travis. Heads right into the crosshair here. That might even be an upgrade available for Key. He's clearing out. He's getting this information. There's a player top con. Can he get caught? No, he's away. He's away. No problem there. Now the hit comes towards B, so they're not even going to need to over-rotate because they got the information. This could be a tough spot for one win. Big kill to find, but the trade is instant, and the bomb is dropped. 20 seconds on the clock. Flamey can't even get into the round. Nicely done there. Big round win. First gun round in the pocket of 9.
Yeah, well played overall. I mean, maybe an unnecessary peek towards the pillar when they had the player up close on the short angle that could have basically had them baited into him so then they could double peek, but they still had the Edgar ready for the follow-up and he gets the double spray down, thankfully. We get a pause straight up from one win. I presume one win anyway. They're not going to be buying in this round, so the discussion is probably about what they will purchase and what they're going to do with it to hopefully try and optimize their chances, because this is not the start they were hoping for. Only a couple of kills even being found in these opening rounds. It's allowing for the economy already to get into an okay position. It hasn't really begun to build up all that much, sure, but it's getting there, and this round is their opportunity to actually start stacking it up. So 1 win with some deagles. Their hope is, of course, to try and get a few kills and at least inspire some hope before the guns come out again.
It was a faster play. Deegs could have gotten bad. Key don't necessarily want to take that fight for an extended period of time. Eventually, the bullet might just find your dome. So he'll catch his one, take no damage in turn, and back away. Why not? A pretty comfortable default setup here. 9, they don't need to overreact. They don't need to over-rotate. He just need to be a little careful not to get his head ripped. But now that he's got the spot, he can back off. Utility to keep them distant. And he's away.
Yeah, that flash working in his favor, despite blinding him. Did allow for the escape. Doesn't want to give too many chances over to this deagle. Lowen is definitely capable of landing a few nice headshots for himself. As we said, 9 want to try and stabilize as much as they can in these early stages. If they can start giving 1 win the feeling like they had back on Mirage, like they just can't crack through the defense at all, then that's when it's going to become worrying. And I think they might start finding that if this next gun round doesn't go well, as it's all on glowing. Maybe there's an AK here to steal away. Sparrow is up close in the back room, but he's playing a slightly elevated angle up on the bench there. Makes that head a little bit harder to find. Then when you know you're up against a weaker weapon, that's an angle that pretty much confirms at least 1 kill. So played that well. 4-0, a clean round. It's going to be 1 win now, as we said, back on the guns, but it doesn't seem like they're going to have an op available. It's going to be all rifles.
This start is reminiscent of what we had on Mirage, where only 2 players have actually died for 9 yet. There are 2 deaths total through 4 rounds.
Were they in
yes,
the
most of
anti-eco
those
as well?
against pistols.
The second.
No, I think they were in the pistol, actually.
Oh, you're right,
I
yeah.
don't know if anyone's died since the pistol. I think that's it. Now they're getting aggressive with it, so it's like they've been passive. There's another death. Okay, something doing for Travis. Sparrow is able to slip away, though. Oh, that's painful. Goofy catching Lollipop, focused on this connected player. Flame, he's trying to chase that, but the audio cues are giving up. K might just have the backstab here. He wants it. Flame, I think, is giving him the slip, but no, K still zeroes it in. So it's a 2v4 now. 2v4. Sparrow nearly lines up Travis. Travis somehow getting a save execution with that nade. Doesn't end it. Okay. Travis elusive here.
Yeah, it was a bit too wide. At least the damage, as you said, had been done by Sparrow up on the RE position, so shouldn't be too much trouble for 9, but it's definitely one of the closer rounds we've seen so far from 1 win. But if they can't crack through, that may not be enough. Already a player here on the bomb site as well. Travis is nasty right now. He seems angered by the fact that they've had an incredibly rough initial 4 rounds. He wants to try and bring his team to life, and he's doing just that. And a little bit of assistance from Deco would be, I'm sure, appreciated as they look to regroup and bring it down likely towards B through Connector, which is looking to be the right call. You've already got those rotations in from Kylarro and Key. Key is just about moving back in time. He doesn't have any utility though. If it was Kylarro, then Molly would be there. And with the time, that would be enough to pretty much seal the round.
It would be. There is a single smoke. Are they deploying it? No. The flashbang's enough to cross. The bomb's now in. Okay. He spotted the shadow. He sees the construction player. He doesn't know, though, the timing. That's a nice bit of work. And Travis even just hunting out. Love the play from Travis. It's the full ace.
Wow. 14 health from the second kill onwards, I think. After the fight against Sparrow. Yeah, that's ridiculous. The fact that he gets away with that. And I don't know how the hell Key didn't see the shadow of that short player. He was jiggle peeking for a while. The shadow was jiggle peeking him. And then it stayed still. Like, I'd understand if it was still the entire time. Maybe you just don't notice the movement. You get me? That was surprising that he was caught off guard by that short peek.
I think he did see it, but he got killed by the site player. It was Travis who was on the site, right? He hopped up on top of the box to get the kill. So I think he was splitting his crosshair between them, knowing that he could get peeked from either side. Either way, that is brutal. That's a massive round from Travis to get them on the board. 1 win, had no business being in that whatsoever. It took an ace to get them around. Now the question for 9 is, can they isolate it? Can they deny anything further? Or has Travis just blown the doors open on this half?
Scoreboard's ridiculous at the moment.
It's so insane. 3 players don't have a kill. Travis has 6. That goes 1.
See how
Like,
long this
Travis-
could go on.
Travis is just like the big beefy guy. Deco's holding his backpack, and then Glowing, Flamey, and Lollipop are crawling along behind. Is what's happening right now. Definitely won't last. K in a tough spot. Such a tough spot. Better get that gun out here. Gets the lineup one, not the second. Another kill's gone in elsewhere, but somehow this has come out with an advantage for one win. I thought that was the collab. I thought that was the lineup. I thought that was the shish kebab on the Deco.
It would have been still enough if they didn't lose players elsewhere at the same time, because he got the kill and dinked Deco down to 31. I would have been more than happy with that if I was him. It was just that, obviously, the exchange at Monster didn't go too well for them, and the one back on the long corner, so they weren't really able to play off of that advantage. It did keep them in the round, basically. Otherwise, now their chances would be quite slim, and even then they are, because fortunately they do not have any presence down here at B at the moment. So they'll pretty much give the bomb side up. I don't think they'll really try at the retake.
HE, though. The
Yeah,
HE's
and
gonna
a
be
molly.
interesting. Deco's playing construction. HE and the molly. If they wanted to go for this, they don't. They're gonna save it. If they'd been in position to play retake, the utility could have actually made things quite interesting on this with the softer players. But I'll keep the guns up.
Yeah, can't even really. Can they force? I mean, they get 1900. Is it going to be is it worthwhile? Well, now that they get an op, I would say they probably will.
The thing is, Goofy's on a double eco, so I think they do it. Right?
Well, with 1900, he wouldn't be on a double eco. So he'd be on 24. So they'd have to take the one eco.
Math is hard.
That's why I'm thinking it'd be risky, because you can take the one eco, you can have the op and an M4 saved, still do something with that, and then sure, one win might go up to 3, but then you can get out a good gun round again. If you go for the force and that goes south, it's going to spiral a bit more before you...
I mean, they could also do the thing where you buy down to half, right? You can drop
doable.
a FAMAS over, they can get Deagles and MP9s at least. I think that's what they're going to do. Nope, they're going all the way in.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. There's an M4 on Yedgar, and Kylarro managed to drop one over somehow, whatever way they worked it. So it's all good. Yeah, it's not bad at all. They've got all the rifles. They've got the op saved over as well, dropped back to Sparrow. And, well, we'll see if one winner expecting the buy to be as good as it is right now.
It's actually wild that Yedgar even has cash to spare. Clearly, we're not made to be accountants, is what I learned from that round.
No, I mean, I thought there was going to be at least, like, a weaker weapon in there, but they managed to just about salvage it. It's a sacrifice in utility, though, in order to do so, because they use all of it in the initial seconds.
Look at this read, though. They've got the gamble stack here, and it did look like OneWin wanted to go for the faster play. The utility got deployed here. Everybody's here. Glowing's trying to show some presence out towards A, but no one is even close enough to hear it. So that fake is not going to work at all. Smoke a little bit late here for Goofy. Could be a dead man as a result. All these bodies on site, and they're losing them. This is falling apart. This is completely gone by the wayside. Yedgar, the only one remaining. His teammate there in the nick of time, though. K not able to keep his teammate alive, and Deco will finish things off. That was 9 had everybody there. And they just couldn't win the initial exchanges.
A bit of overconfidence, maybe because of the fact that they had everyone there. They were like, it's impossible for us to win. I may as well just take this fight. I'll win it, or at least it'll be traded, and didn't really go as smoothly maybe as they thought it would. There was a bit of hope. I mean, if Yedgar had time to get the reload in there in the pit, if he knew his teammate was going to be ready to kill that bridge player, he would have reloaded, would have been ready for the man coming in the ramp. Instead, he's stuck on a USP for that second fight, and yeah, his chances are just pretty slim. Nade damage is good, and well, the peak's in mid. It's actually going to be 2 kills already coming in from 9. So much damage returned as well, though, that I wouldn't say this is firmly in their hands, but they definitely have a chance at stealing this one away. They're trying to overwhelm Deco, but he's too good, and he's already called in assistance from Lollipop and Flamey. But damn, I mean, Deco's on 37, Flamey on 3 health as well. Things definitely could have gotten out of control there. And at the very least, a ton of damage is done to stop the economy from getting into a ridiculously strong position. It's still pretty decent, don't get me wrong, but they're not all getting close to 10,000 like they maybe would have been.
Yeah, not yet. But now a key round. 9, it started off so well. It started off so very well, and it's just spiraled. One move making things happen. I mean, really from Travis's ace. Just emboldened into this one. What can I do here to bring this back and whack? That helps. Glowing, having not a fun time. 0 and 8, I believe. Double 0 and 8 if the ADR is to be believed as well. Don't know if he snuck an assist in there somewhere, but ooh, not a good time for the in-game leader. So now it's time for him to make some calls and rely on his teammates to try and bring this one through. K has certainly delivered, coming in a little bit late. Not sure what delayed him, but 11 and 4. Showing up very nicely for the squad.
Yeah,
Kylarro pressured. Loses his teammate. This is such a tough spot now, Dean.
Said they're going to need more of that key magic if they want to get things done here. Kylarro, as you said, trapped in on short. Actually only takes a dink through the corner of the door. The problem is there's a molly waiting for him, so he's forced through even more damage before escaping. So yeah, he is alive, but I don't know if it's going to be a very comfortable life anymore. Another entry from Lollipop. They just want to burst onto this B bomb site. He's covering so much ground and he's doing it alone. He's keeping two of them busy and, well, who knows, may even come to get more frags in the meantime. Eventually, though, will be shut down by Kylarro. Do they still want to end this on B? Because now it's actually getting dangerous.
It is a little risky. Keep playing around the smoke. Once that fades, he's going to be in a tough spot. But Flamey might be the linchpin here. Coming out Monster. They're readjusting. Sparrow hasn't come into focus, but the utility started to sail through. When's that op going to rotate? When are they going to commit? It's got her now, right? Now he's coming through. They've just spotted the bomb get tossed over, so K has all the information. That's a swing on in. That's going to matter. K holds on to this water position. Now the op is here. The bomb denied. No time. It's over. Deco just has to save this AWP, and that's a round on the board for 9. They will maintain the lead at the least.
Yeah, I mean, the bomb was dropped over into the site from the short player, but they still hadn't cleared out the piss, so one of the players who was on the site pushes down the ramp. At that point, the bomb's just kind of left alone for a few seconds, and there's nothing but other than trying to stick it for Flamey that he can do, because there was only 5 seconds by the time he starts trying to put it down. Obviously, he just gets spammed to bits, so that's a round for 9 that really wasn't looking like it should have been theirs, but they managed to salvage it, and, well, with that, some hope as well. If they can take one more, the economy of one win will actually be cracked down into an eco at the very least. It wouldn't be a double eco or anything, I wouldn't believe, but they would be looking at maybe just some pistols and such. So it'd be a chance for 9 to get the CT side going again. They're definitely fully focused on this round with that pause coming in, realizing they have an MP9, that they don't have any money in the reserve. If they lose this, one win will run away with 6, maybe even 7 rounds already on this T side, so they can't let that happen.
Taking it initially. Lurk some presence in Con, a little bit of presence out towards Fountain. Nothing really to tip your hand just yet. You've got the Lurk outside of B. This is kind of the Overpass classic T round. I like this double setup though. Sparrow and K. Ooh, this could be interesting. He deleted. What a peek. Sparrow will be able to get the trade, but he can't get away. Yenker instead zeroes it in, but again, it gets traded back and forth. It's even Stevens. Kylarro wary about a player getting up calm, but he just turns around in time. I don't know if Deco spotted this. He's got the right idea. He's got the right idea. He's got the execution. It's all in the Goofy. Goofy's left. He's just an MP9. He might just try and go shopping on the corpses of his friends, but wow. This is a quick round. I don't know the last time I've had, 7 players dead by the 20-second mark?
Yeah, it was insane. And I mean, I think Deco's teammates may have been a little bit upset at him because he was holding that long angle. The second he swapped over to the other side of like the swing set so that he could hold from like a tighter angle, the peak came in from Yedker and that put him too wide for him to see. Obviously, it cost 2 of his teammates their lives. It was just a little bit unfortunate, but he does make up for it in the long run, as we've seen here with the double kill coming back. And well, it's Goofy just left to try and save an up now. It's 5-5. It's going to be 1 win, taking a lead for sure here on this T side. And well, 9 are beginning to struggle a little bit.
It's exactly the scenario you talked about, too. It's such a prime setup for 1 win to punish. At least Goofy could go shopping. He gets the op. He gets all the utility in the world. He gets the kit. He'll be able to bring all of that into the next one. But what will they be able to put around it? What can you even hope to do? Lost bonus is still quite a bit built up. So it's not like they're going to be broke. But I don't think you can exactly justify buying around this AWP. He's gonna get the gun. Does he have a spawn for it? What's he doing? No, okay, it is going to Sparrow.
Yeah, but as you said, you can't really get the buy around it this time. Just a few pistols, a bit of utility as well that they have in play. So there's a chance for them to do something. And who knows, maybe even those pistols, if they can get some aggressive control around short or something here. Maybe steal some early weapons. Things could begin to spiral out of control for 1 win. But on paper anyway, 1 win should have this round. And well, a chance if they can get that next run around, maybe even run it up towards a 10-5 half at this pace. So, see the path. Of course, the loser of this, it's not like they're done or anything. This is the winner's match, so the winner will move on to the playoffs, but still some hope. Flowing from behind will manage to catch Key. It's just the pistols, so again, not expecting a lot, but I'm surprised he was so isolated. They were, of course, taking the gamble to stack it down towards B, but normally you'd want the sole player just jumping on A and for the info so that they have the ability to rotate back up if needed.
I think they were just hoping for the cheeky pop, cheeky peek. You know, if they're probing long in bathrooms at the same time, you get one shot in the temple, school gone, run away. Pray. Barrow has the AWP. He's tucked in the bank. Is someone going to come peeking for him? Deco might give him a fight. Come on out, Deco. Give him a chance. Give him an opportunity to do something in this round. Don't really need to. But there's the cross. Glowing dropped. If he goes forward. Whoa, there's a flashbang for it. Jedka boosted up. Takes out Deco. We might have a round on our hands. We might have a round. Whoa, that was a bold attempt. Travis zeroes it in. He's been great here on Overpass, and now suddenly something that was looking very, very dangerous is still looking dangerous. There's a flank on. Kylarro, he just has a CZ. This is such a tough gun to make work here. But they have no idea he's here. He's going to close the distance. Flamey is going to be a goner. Yeah, eventually. Golly, the CZ stinks sometimes. Goofy and Travis in a 1v1. And the moral of the story, folks, is equip the 5-7.
Our controller CZ burst better. Did he not see the gun that was right beside him either? It was like on the planter thing.
But I don't think he had time to swap it. He just wanted to kill. If he
Yeah,
closes the distance, maybe that works. But just get a 5-7. The 5-7's so good in current meta. CZ, so mediocre.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree to 5-7's better. I'm not a big fan of either, to be honest. I tend to just go for the P250 or the Deagle.
P250 is such a good bang for buck, being 300, but the 5-7 is just needy. All those bullets, man. All those bullets. Because, like, in that situation, instead of needing to reload, you get the 5-7 kill guaranteed there. And then you can just immediately snap around to try and deal with the second fight.
Oh. Yeah, no, I played a lot in the likes of Inferno, and I thought if I was playing around Connector and stuff here, it'd be a good little eco weapon. Well, good damage, though, on Flame Eater. Caught him with the dink. I'm surprised it wasn't the finish, to be honest. It will be the up instead to get the initial kill in on mid. A follow-up from Sparrow as well to ensure the trade. Not letting things get out of hand for Travis. We've seen that a few times, so that's a good shutdown. The Vine. Lollipop gets spammed to bits. It's actually not that much damage, even though he takes quite a few bullets. Does actually dish more back out then in return once the nade goes down, so hasn't come out the worst for Weir, and well, he's actually got the finish in the end as well. A bit of a risky peek from Kylarro. He knew there was someone around short. Goofy should have the trade as he catches the time, and just as the smoker flash comes into his hand. That is unfortunate. But it still doesn't seem very stable. Even with the health of Flamey right now, you have Deco alive on the op, and you have, at the moment, just one player up towards this A-bomb site. If a clean entry comes in, there is still hope for one win.
There is that. I like the way Edgar's playing this, though. Back by the sign. It's a tough position to dig out. If they start to take in towards the side, he can just kind of tuck here, wait for his teammates to get in position. 25 seconds, or with the time getting low, they go for a plant on the dice. He could ruin everything. They're going to clear him? Have to be aware it's a possibility. There's the kill. Now it's just a 1v1. Molotov goes down. Ain't nothing you can do about this, Deco. He's going to battle it out. That's a disgusting no-scope, but he can't win this round, and he knows it, so he's out of here. That was a filthy no-scope.
Yeah, Fortune was on his side. I don't try the no-scopes. I just don't feel like I'm lucky enough.
You gotta watch more simple demos.
It inspires the attempt. Sometimes that's all you need.
Genuinely think Simple has redefined how other players go for no-scopes. Because he just does it more than everybody else, and then you see how often they hit, and it's like, okay, maybe we should try this.
Luck is a factor in everything. It's always that random chance. May as well take your shot sometimes, if you're gonna die otherwise anyway. But, oh, Deco burning quite a bit. That's not ideal when he's got the main weapon. They've got to work with here in this round. Never mind, Glowing's Deagle might be the primary focus. Indeed it is. Key gets caught up close on the smoke as well. What the hell? Out of nowhere. It's a 5-on-3. The round begins to crumble for 9. It's so early on as well. They have all the rest of the focus back towards B. Of course, the response from them. And as you can see, one win are ready and waiting.
Oh no, even with the health being this low, right? It's just a 2v5. They're so outnumbered. Okay, it's all on the Edgar. His position was even seen. This is just completely unraveled. 9 being their own worst enemies, and this one perhaps, but their X's just dot the map. One win gave them no quarter, and this is a disaster for 9. Because we're in the tail moments of this half. We're coming up against it. This is going to be a 7th round for 1 win. You're going to have no money really to build around this gun for 9, even if Yedker is able to save it. So this is going to be 1 win. Unless we get a major fumble in the next. Winning the half on Overpass. Quite the showing for the T's.
Yeah, just a sudden burst of life out of nowhere off the back of that ridiculous double deagle entry in the beginning. Yedker's hoping to try and stay alive, but that's not going to happen. He gets hunted down, finished off by Travis, and well, despite the health on everyone being so low, it's not good enough. It's a round win for 1 win. They take the lead back again, and well, it's very likely to lead to the lead at the half time, at the very least. 9 is definitely possible, but for now, I'd imagine Eco comes in. It's just the 9 are very unpredictable, and it makes sense considering they haven't been able to play this best of 3 even with a stable 5.
True.
When they're at their best, they are ridiculously good, but it just seems they seem to plateau out of nowhere, just plummet.
This does feel like the map that I've been the least impressed with them so far in terms of decisiveness, in terms of the way they're approaching things. They just a little stagnant, a little stale, a lot of reliance on aim fights and aim fights that they're not necessarily winning here. Travis in particular on the other side has just been a nightmare for them to deal with. Travis and Deco. And when they're not winning those fights, kind of flat. Not a lot of response here on the initials. This time just a gamble stack. Can't hope for much. 1 win, showing patience towards Air, realizing that, well, hey, no one's home. So, that's cool. Free bomb site. They'll take it. And they'll take this round.
Yeah. I'm only now going down. I mean, they may as well set up for exits on the 9 side of things here, see if they can get a couple kills. As long as you can avoid getting slaughtered en masse by the SMGs, you should be good. There's the start to the mass slaughter, though, and the AK is going to join in. Glowing on the MP9 doesn't get a chance to do anymore. It's the AK at least getting most of the kills, and it's Yedker to return with 2. Sparrow's still standing now with an MP9 in his hands as well, perhaps to gain some more economy for 9 to at least bump up this last round into the best possible investment it can be. And that has got to be the goal. Obviously, there's no kit. Yeah, there you go. Get out of there with that. Any more rifles?
No, just the MP9. Jidka doesn't even want. Sparrow won't keep the AK. Okay, that's what's happening.
Ouch.
And at least Flamey goes up with a bomb as well, although I don't know that one wouldn't care that much. They've got the cash to spare. Maybe not infinite. If they got full blinked here, it could cause a problem for the last round of the half. But they found 8 already here. Dean, they're looking to attack on that 9th. What are 9 going to do? They can't just sit back. They can't just let 1 win to find the engagements. I need to see something here. Admittedly, when they've gone for the aggressive peaks, it hasn't really worked out for them.
It's on Sparrow. He has to spawn. I think he wants connector. Doesn't look like he's bringing it to mid anyway. Is he going to even find an engagement? No, there's no one here right now. It looks like a lot of the focus for 1 win is over towards B.
The door, though.
Not in the straight up rush, though. Bit of a nade in there. Molly's put down and such. And well, for the moment, they're going to be halted by the utility that came in, of course. But they have Flamey going in short. Where is Key? He's gotten himself a pick on mid, actually, managing to catch that one lurker. Seen glowing before, trying to find success on his own around mid. Not this time, and then the spam drill of smoke from Goofy and Kylarro catches 2 players, and that's without even really any damage being sustained. So 9 look to take control firmly of this final round and at least end things on a high note. That's a miracle comes true from Flamey and Deco. And Flamey again is having a very, very, very rough game. I need emphasis on that.
Yeah, I mean, considering Glowing started out 0-8, I think. He's had disconnect, reconnect since then. But he's actually, been a solid contributor through the last few. Flamey, I just don't... I don't quite understand. Flamey's position within this team. It feels like he throws nades and then he's a meat shield.
His flame seems to have burned out in this case.
A little bit. I mean, he at least does create space for his teammates at times, but... Well, he'll be snuffed in this one. Deco, low on HP. If he drops out of this corner, he is a dead man. And there it is. Elbow taken off. 7th round secured to send us to the half. Tight game. Tight game here, Dean. Tight game. Cut you off right as you were getting in there.
I was muted apparently. All good. Never mind. They didn't hear it anyway.
It's all good. They never heard it. They didn't hear it at all. Oh, yeah, I can't take a break on this one. This is such an exciting situation. Deco's been deleted early on, so a nice start for 9. They could certainly use the pistol. That CT side started off so beautifully and did not stay that way. But this pistol's looking like it might give 9 another good start.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a tough retake now, 3-on-5 with, for the moment, Smoke's still down. A couple of flashes in the possession of 9 as well that they can put in as this push that can come forward for one win. And with the Glock up close on Bank, it's at least one for Sparrow. That's all they need, really. Just trade it out. As long as they can get 1-for-1s, they'll get themselves across the finish line well before one win get anywhere near a retake. And it's not even going to come down to trades in the end. Edgar and I believe it was Kylarro put an end to it. 8-8, we're tied back up. It was a very rough first half, I've got to say, for 9 overall. That's not to say that they can come back swinging on this T side where they can control the pace and where they might feel a little bit more comfortable if they don't play the map as much. Especially as we were kind of saying with the fact that they're not on a stable 5, the positions on the CT side and such are probably a bit all over the place.
Certainly can be. Loose rotations, communication. Still figuring it out.
Even just where people play, whether they're in the spot that they want to be in or normally are in. You get me?
Yeah. At least in this one, they avoid the nade stack. That's the first big hurdle to overcome. This Flaky monster could be dangerous. Flamey is blinded up. We, again, have had a quiet game for Flamey. But sometimes the Deeg is what gets him going. It won't be this time, though. This time will be like the other times. Flamey will be dead. Bomb's going to be planted here.
Save, maybe?
It looks like it. They're bailing.
Just gives you the same round in the... Sorry, my voice was given up. It just gives you the same round, basically, in the next, the same attempt. Bar, of course, Flamey's weapon, which is gone. He's got 3-15. I'm just not sure what's going on with Flamey.
I was going to say, to be fair, Flamey's weapon is a non-factor in most of the rounds anyway, so... It's not that big of an issue if he doesn't have a gun.
I mean, it's Flamey, you know? We know what he was capable of.
It's just insane. And it's been this way for a long time is the problem. It's not like he's having a slump. It's just been status quo.
Maybe a bit of a motivation thing. I mean, if the motivation dropped off within that when he was on Navi as well, once you kind of work your way down into the lower teams, it might be hard to really get as motivated once again. But still, he just seems like the sort of player that, with what we knew from him in the past, that on like raw power alone, even if he's not given the game his 100%, he should still be fragging better than this.
I'll put it this way: his latest slump has been so profoundly rough that his all-time stats now look very mediocre. Which counts the time in Navi where he was a really dynamic, exciting player. It's just. I won't harp on it anymore. Because I do feel, I don't know, bad for it. But it's just mystifying. It is a bit of a mystifying situation.
There we go.
Okay, there we go. All right, Flamey's alive. Flamey's awake. He got one.
Seen him with a nice deagle round on Mirage as well. It was when he was also stuck on 3 kills for quite a while.
Yeah, it did get him to 5. I think they didn't win that round, though.
Timing.
He finished with 6. Travis?
He had a P250 even.
What could be? He's got a Zeus. Go for the backstab Zeus. They might just go into sight, and he might be too late with this with the USP. But if he can hit at the right time, even just to sow chaos, this could be huge. They need to go now to avoid it. Chloe's got the first. This is going to get chaotic. This is going to get weird. Travis has the USP kill. It's all falling apart. One cheeky USP on the flank, and it's over. And there you go. Impact in a round stolen away there from one win. And it all started with the Flamey Deeg.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting a lot to come of it, to be honest. He was already pretty low health, manages to get the one traded. It's not like the weapon was anywhere recoverable either, but it ends up being that flank of Travis, as you said. The initial kill from Glowin comes in, then the USP opens fire just as the MP9 finds a kill, and at that point, as you said, it was just so chaotic that Nine couldn't really do anything about it. They just about scraped together a buy here as well. It's a chance for one win if they take this to run away with an 11-9 lead at that point, and if they get the next one round to really start taking it towards the finish line. So Nine gonna want to try and stabilize here if they can. Very passive on the hold right now as well, expecting some aggression maybe from one win. Oh, and they're gonna get it. Flamey wants to push the smoke again. It worked in the last round for a kill, so why not? He does have backup from Lollipop, but he wasn't ready. Took a couple shots around, he didn't actually quite land on him, and it kind of I guess made him reconsider the push. His teammate tried to capitalize while the shots were going elsewhere, but transfer was just on point apparently, and well, Flamey's not going to be given any chance of the refrag for now. He does have good control at the very least outside Monster, which will allow for the rotation to come up from Glowing. They're still down a man.
Echo! Oh, that could have been so bad. 4-9. Sparrow saves them. Pulls them right out of the fire. Now they have to deal with Travis, though. Travis has been so on point. Position reveal, that shot gives it away, but he's trying to distract them from Glowing so that maybe Glowing can get a bit of the backstab. They're aware they're a little bit hemmed in. 30 seconds, that's a big kill to find. Relieves the pressure. Now it's just about Glowing. Flamey's coming up the connector, but somebody's watching for this. I think Flamey's a dead man. Oh, okay. Flamey gets a kill. In back-to-back rounds at that. There we go. Now we've got a round on our hands. They have to deal with Flamey on the flank, but they've eliminated Glowing, and now for Flamey, it's going to require 2 more to put this one away. That bomb is planted. Flamey is nowhere nearby. Let's see if 9 can seal the deal, or if Flamey can rekindle the days of yore. What once was. Don't think he's going to go for this. He's not going to go for this. Okay. He will save the rifle. Not contest for it. It does give them a gun to the necks, which I think will make them have a buy. And admittedly, he was really out of position. So, a 10th round found for 9. A little bit of momentum taken back forward, but 1 win should be able to continue to contest and compete.
Upgrade even to an AK. Flamey would have been the only one who couldn't buy, actually, other than Lollipop, who could do it a drop. He's probably only going to get a FAMAS at best, maybe off of Flamey. Or, no, is Deco given over? No, sorry, he was swapping with Travis in order to get himself an op. So, yeah, there's an MP9 in there. It's not perfect. And, well, it's going to be disappointing for 1 win that they aren't able to capitalize on the chance that they had there to really get a lead going on the CT side. 9 at the moment, keeping the back and forth going. That will eventually work in their favor as long as they can capitalize on it. Or at the very least, it's grinding them up in rounds and keeping the economy unstable for 1 win. What is going on? I'm presuming there's an issue. Has a stop being called? Looking like they're not actively playing this round anyway, so I'm presuming that there's been some stops called in chat.
Don't think it's happening. Ping, loss, something. Let's see. Do we have an answer? Not yet.
Too sure. Hopefully a quick fix, whatever it is.
Certainly should be. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Maybe. Perhaps. If we're lucky. Prepare the 30-minute delay!
Yeah, I was going to end it, but maybe not.
Ready your engines.
Travis is gone, is it? No, his thing was just being weird.
Maybe. He has dropped all his guns, though.
He had them for a second again, a moment ago he picked them up and then got rid of them again. Should show his knife or whatever, right?
No. Not on this hood.
Not on this hood? Oh, okay. Yeah, I was confused. I was like, this looks too empty.
Packing lineups. What's going on? Everyone's T-side now.
Do not know.
Oh. Things are breaking. Always a good sign. Does seem like Travis is AFK at the very least.
Is there producer? Do we have any news?
We have had the disconnect. We've also had the knife. We're definitely getting there around medicked.
Yeah, I
We're
think
going to
that's
take
a
a
good
quick
idea.
little break here. We'll be back. Well, we're back on track here, folks. So thanks for bearing with us. Let's get this game going once more. Momentum key here may have just been a little cooled off, but this is a huge round. It's anyone's game at this point, and well, hopefully no one's cooled off too much.
No, it can be a little annoying getting stuck waiting around because of issues, but both teams, they are under the same circumstances, so there is at least that to keep in mind. As a main force kind of moves up long right now with a couple left lurking outside of Monster for 9. I think expecting the response because we've seen Flamey get aggressive around this area so many times already, and well, for the moment anyway, that's not really going to be happening. Map control, though, it is being taken. The only issue is without connector, they can't really put it all together.
I was going to come back around to address that. This could be tough. This is the first engagement with the con player. Here comes the check. Kill out towards Monster instead. This is going to get interesting. Kylarro, big picks. That's going to distract the connector players, bring them back around in towards B, but this is a bit of a fake, a bit of a feint. 2 players are now focused in, but Kylarro is the only one here. So it comes to Deco. Deco doesn't know which way to look. Back by the signs, he's got to be close up. Deco, close quarter opping, combat opping. He's got to get it, and he's not going to have it. The bomb will be going down. Both players on the B site, unable to do anything about this. A desperate flash from Glowing just to slow them down, but with this bomb now planted, they can slink away. A battle into bank, playing together as well. Might be able to isolate the fight with Glowing. As he tries to... That's exactly what happens. It's going to be less to Travis. Good damage done from Glowing, but not the kill. And Travis has to make this work. He's not got the kit either. So full 10-second defuse required of him. Those bullets enough to pull him off. And they're content to play the patient game. Travis up the creek is going to withdraw. He's just going to get the up, and he's going to get out of there. 9 will tie up this scoreline. And the money for one win is going to be fragile for sure.
Yeah, even with the up being saved, I hope it doesn't tempt them into buying. The only real option is the 1 eco, maybe a few pistols here alongside of it, and then get the buy back out in the next. And at that point, manage to turn things around. The force buy now can work against them. So, yeah, they're taking the safer approach. But it's getting out of hand now. 9 building up this lead and should be doing so for at least one more round. Their own economy, though, really hasn't built with it. So that's kind of the main positive you can still find for one win. They can break 9's economy very, very easily at this point. Straight up B rush, though. This could be dangerous even against the weaker weapons.
Okay, Goofy for the cleanup. Flamey gets one. Bit of a connection here. Travis making it interesting. Deco. Uh-oh. Suddenly, this all falls apart for 9. They vaporized in a moment. What the other play to duo, the Molly should just about clean out Deco. He just gets away. Failure to capitalize there. They're rerouting around Monster. This bomb, if it's not planted quickly, may not be. It is down, but there's the spot. Sparrow now knows they're coming up this way. K has the first. Only Deco with the AWP. He's not got a kit. Not got any utility. Backed into a corner and he's low. It seems like he might be thinking about saving that AWP. So he's across, he's out, he's backing away. Will concede this round 9. Making this happen now. Okay, 1 extra kill. That certainly helps as well. The economy is quite brittle over on the T side. They haven't been able to build up any bank, but they have the round wins, and that's ultimately what matters here, Dean.
Yeah, but we did see something similar as Dust 2 went on, where 9 started to get themselves a bit of a lead built up. It didn't really go to this extent, though, but 1 win, they were able to still claw their way back in from behind and eventually take the victory. So I'm not counting them out. It just needs to be during this gun round now when they turn things around. Otherwise, it will be too little, too late. Lollipop, does he have a weapon? He does. There's an M4 there waiting on the ground for him. No op in the hands of 9 either. They're happy enough, or at least they're forced for now to stick to the rifles. So there is that advantage for Deco to work with. The deep molly around mid removes control of that area anyway. It did force 9 rather to focus their control over towards connector instead. And all 1 win I think really wanted to do was show the presence, drop a few nades, and ensure that 9 and getting this control will waste some time and some of their own utility in the process as well.
Edgar blinded up, nearly gets that kill regardless. Sprang into the flash. That's a big pick to find though for Lollipop. Problem is losing Travis. This A site is brittle. Deco needs to survive. Wait for his teammates to get back around, but he's battling with that AWP. He's got 1. That's huge. Gets the second as well. A no-scope hit. Brilliant play from Deco. Sparrow alone now. A 1v4. Maybe this round is no longer recoverable, but if he could find something, that would be huge for the economy. The long-term game. He's got 1. Looking for more. Gotta be wary. He knows where the players are. He's got 40 seconds to make this work. He doesn't have to commit to this fight right now. A little bit of guerrilla warfare. Shot and drop. Shot and drop. That's exactly what he's going to do. The economy is so brittle on the CT side. They cannot keep losing bodies. 3 alive would be great. Any more lost? And this starts to get very concerning. Flamey's been isolated out towards long a little bit here. Pro coming back into the fight. Is he looking to save his own gun? The damage he could do is so much more valuable. Time will be everything. Flamey looking for it.
Oh,
looks
Jesus.
away. At least he didn't get clocked. Sparrow betrayed by timing there.
Yeah, he just started to flick his crosser, instantly realized his mistake and tried to flick back as well, but didn't quite work out in time, unfortunately. Yeah, 2 rounds in the difference. It was a bit unfortunate. I think it was Yedgar, was it, that nearly got the kill on Lollipop. He hit like the 3 shots initially as he came around the corner, put him down to like 10 health. And obviously he'd been blind the entire time and just couldn't hit that last bullet. It cost him his life. That's what started the upward spiral, I would say, there for 1 win. And now that they've destroyed the economy for 9, they should have themselves an easy 11th round. And well, that next gun round then could really kind of change the tide of the game and how it's been going so far. Suddenly you'd likely see 1 win even getting themselves a little bit of a lead going. I'd start to feel a little bit reminiscent of Dust 2 at that point.
Yeah, it would. It would indeed.
Just PP50s
Right,
here. 1 Deagle.
Pistol's moving as a mob. I mean, but if they get a headshot here, right? Well, we're allowing a lot of space. Molotovs do need to go down. Glowing's playing it conservatively. It's a good call. Got the spot. Molly down. Trying to avoid this. Isolate the first. Travis, good for the rest. He actually got all 3. Okay, all right. Travis, just so good right now. That is his 29th kill has been found. 29th kill. They've been trailing for most of this map, and he is nearly dropping a 30 bomb.
That's pretty ridiculous. I mean, he really was the one that gave them life in that first half. Was it? It was this map where he got the ace on 14 health, right? Yeah. If not for that, I don't think they would have started to turn their half around at all. So things could have maybe even been done by now. Who knows? Eventually, Goofy will be flanked out there by Flamey, and and will be put to him. 21-9 for Deco as well. You've got a couple players really who are just leading the charge for one win. It's hard to tell with some of the others. Lollipop, I think he's been playing okay, but obviously he's reconnected. Flamey, he's been doing better actually since his reconnect, I think. That's good to see. But as I mentioned, just one round in the difference now as Nine get back onto the full gun round themselves. So if this goes wrong, they're on an eco, one win, get the lead, and it gets a bit scary.
Terrifying if you're a 9 fan. The economy as well, the utility. We've got a set of nades on Kylarro and a single Molotov on K. And that's it. So when they commit to something, they're really committing. Maybe spread those nades out just a little bit, Kylarro, just so that if you die, your team doesn't lose all of their utility. But no, here comes the play. They're going to bunch it. He's going to be the nade thrower. Or Goofy is now, rather. Yeah, has shared the wealth. Just exclusively with Goofy. Glowing to put a stop to this whole thing. But for now, they'll circumvent him. Find the contact with Travis instead. The guy who's been a monster. He's been an absolute terror for them to contend with. Now he's pressured. Blinded up. Flashbang clears. And he's got the first. Of course he does. Dancing with the devil there. It will only be one. With that damage done, can they follow it up? They know they've got Glowing here in the bathrooms. They've got a man advantage as well. And Glowing cannot deny this bomb plant. They're holding him at bay. But the nades can. The nades certainly can. Well done. Good bit of utility here. Goofy close up by the fence. Deleted by Deco. That's huge. Now the remaining two players are trapped out here. There's only 25 seconds left. They're saving. They're bailing, Dean. They are saving in this situation. This is a catastrophe.
I mean, it's somewhat understandable, but it's still not a position you wanted to be in. They seemed like they had things going their way. I thought initially they were screwed just because they were all cut off. You had Glowing in the long bathrooms while there's like two players near the bomb site, but Goofy's able to get that second kill. You think, okay, it's hopeful, but then that nade just destroyed all hopes they had pretty much. If the bomb had gone down securely, things would be looking very, very different right now. Instead, it's 12-12. Nine are, at least as you said, able to save over a couple of weapons, but it's not going to let them buy. So that's what makes it such an interesting choice. They definitely need a bomb plant now so that both Sparrow and Yedker can confirm that they get a buy in the next round with the 2,900 loss bonus. It's a bit of a weird one.
It is a bit of a weird one. Very haphazard. At least they've got the nade stack here. Presumably there's going to be Astralis nades based on their positioning here, so... Glowing might be in for a world of trouble. No, actually they go through and don't do anything. That's a bummer. It was a really weird nade throw. Like, they were kind of in the middle distance. I don't know whether they're supposed to kill the guy Storm Drain or whether they're supposed to kill guy Close Monster. I guess Close Monster based on those impact craters, but no one was there, so wrong guess on the nade stack. Bit unfortunate. Bit unfortunate.
Maybe a bit later in the round while the spams were coming through would have been a better show. They just maybe pounced on the opportunity a little bit too soon. This mid-aggression may actually cause them a bit of trouble. Never mind, Deck goes back to check. I was going to say Sparrow creeping out connector might have a bit of an opening to get forward. Sadly, he doesn't take it while it's there. Instead, shot in the back. Kylarro now trying to come up connector. He knows that their mid control is being completely restricted and that they're basically screwed. Might get the op for himself, though. Let's see if he can be a nuisance now. No, he cannot.
Nope. No nuisances. Just Deco all the way. He's the only nuisance here. Quite an effective one at that, and this is, I mean, there's nothing doing in this round. Our hopes were slim for this to have any impact, but it won't. Goofy with one single that is far from being enough to at all trim the economy here of one win. The cash has built up. They've got the lead. I mean, this is prime position to put this game away. There's not even going to be that much money over on the 9 side. They're going to take a half buy here. 2 hero rifles. Bit more investment than perhaps I was expecting, but I guess the loss bonus should compensate for that for Key and Kylarro. This is not great.
And they get the full loss bonus, so they'll all be okay for their buy in the next round anyway. But Still, as we had mentioned, the save a couple of rounds back is what has put them on this weird trajectory in terms
Look,
of
this
the
for
economy.
No one's here. Oh, they've gone for a gamble. OneWin have gone for a gamble in a situation where there's limited guns over on the 9 side. Flamey is just trying to show face here, and he's going to be pushed off. This could be a bomb plant. Flamey's still trying to show presence here, but now he's been spotted. Not giving them the fight they're so eagerly craving, but they need to get this bomb planted. That can't go into water. The bomb cannot chase here. Their window might be missed. They are planting. They are planting. Open. Kylarro is dropped. Oh, no, 9. They tried to go for a bit of a cheekier plant, and now they're in such an awkward position. Utility has shown up. The presence has shown up. The opportunity has been missed. They tried to get ahead of themselves, thinking they had more space than was available. But there's a reason why safe plants are safe. Especially without a kill. A couple do come in. Maybe affording them the chance to get back through. 45 seconds. Keen might light the way. Big picks bound, but he's down for the count. It's all going to be on to Sparrow. Damage into this round, but OneWin will just bounce right back from it. So Sparrow, can he somehow, some way, get a bomb plant? They'll give it to him. They don't have the util to deny this. He's going to get that money at least. So that money secured. That is actually huge for the squad. A win, not in the cards. But at least they did get the bomb money. They didn't let that initial blunder get away from them.
No, I mean, that's a positive. It wasn't really necessary with the loss bonus anyway, but the fact that they get a few kills alongside of it, it gives them some hope now to potentially crack back through. I mean, by the time they win 2 rounds, everyone apart from Deco pretty much would be running low on money, so they'd have their chance then to potentially close it out. But that would require this to be very smooth from here on out, so while it is possible, it's still going to be tough for sure. But they have their up, they have all the rifles, they have all the utility they could ask for. Let's hope they have what they need now to actually start grinding out some more rounds. That's the focus early on. Looking like they're going to try and move up toward mid. I think Travis actually wants this early peak. I've seen him around party quite a few times. He's playing a slightly more aggressive angle, a position that can be tough to fall back from. Because you're not committed enough to hear the footsteps really as they're getting close, especially if they're back in playground. So there can be a few players ready to burst on you. Do see it just being pulled back into a much more defensive hold from OneWin. I think just confident in their holds with how the CT side has been going so far. Other than Travis, he's a madman.
Travis is a madman. He's been so unreasonable. I mean, you just think about it. They were completely limp before he got that ace all those moments ago, but it feels like whenever they need a big multi-kill, it's either him or Deco. The other 3 have been... I mean, Lollipop's been fine. Glowing has recovered to a large degree, but it hasn't been great for any of the rest. It's been these 2 firepower bastions of Deco and Travis to make it happen. Seems like this is going to finish B. 35 seconds is not a lot of time to spare, and it's decently set up for OneWin. They still have utility as well. There's still a Molotov on Glowing. I'll have to come in on the rotation. There is an execute coming through from 9, but at this point they're trying to slow things down. Flamey down for the count. Lollipop lines up 2. Lollipop goes ham. This might be enough to secure map point. It's just down to the 1. He's out of position. Goofy can't even get here. He's gonna have to save. He's too far gone. How many rounds have we had this for 9 where they have a player completely out of position and they're forced into a save?
Counter-terrorists win.
Yeah, I mean, may as well carry the weapons over. You're going to be getting... You need to ensure you can get a buy here to try and fight for the overtime, but this is... It just spiraled out of control. What was it, 12-9 at one point?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
OneWin of just... They woke up out of nowhere and just didn't look back, basically. It's been the way that they've approached this, and it's looking like they might be ready to send themselves into the playoffs unless Ryan have something crazy to say about it within the next few seconds, or it's even a slightly limited investment despite the weapons being saved over. You've got Sparrow stuck on a Deagle. Decent utility behind it, but not going to help them a lot at the moment, I wouldn't imagine. Ooh, an opening kill at the very least, so that is going to be quite useful. Yedgar I think gets the wall bang. Yeah, he actually did manage to catch a player trying to push short late on in the round as well. That is not a common way to get the initial pick. Flamey wants to push Monster though. That is a ballsy play. He's going to find 3 players. His body is sent spinning as Glowing now. So much pressure on him on this B bomb site. He's not able to do as much as was required. It's only a single kill. And although Travis can rotate in pretty quickly from connector, that molly stops him from getting as much of a view as he'd want. So there should be enough room for that bomb to be planted.
It is the 2 most dynamic players here still alive for 1 win. The absolute monsters of this game so far. Travis has already found his first. Evens up the numbers. We're coming in from up top. Travis erased. Trying to get a little bit of information. That was too far gone. Echo will try and contest this. Even just taking bodies down with the bomb would be valuable to him. Snide have not been able to build. The time is ticking away. I don't think this is recoverable for the dub, but is Deco going to be able to find 1 more? No. They're giving him the slip. So Goofy and Sparrow should both be able to save onto their equipment. And it's at least a 13th round for 9. Do want to mention, I don't know what Flamey's plan was there towards Monster, but he made perhaps the worst possible micro play in that situation. He goes into the tunnel while the smoke is fading, and then before the smoke fades, he jumps, which gives the audio cue confirming that he is there, gets him stuck, smoke fades, 3 players on the other side, he's dead. Even if there's just 1, he's probably dead there. It was a weird sequence of events.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what the goal was. If he had have waited as well, he might have actually had a chance to at least catch maybe 1, maybe even 2 of them as the smoke faded away. I mean, you're already committed at that point. You just sometimes, even if it's not necessarily the best play, you can make better use of it than if you were kind of half in and half out. He could have maybe still got something. Either way, it's not like it was their last chance. They have 2 more opportunities to put an end to this before it really becomes an issue and it goes to overtime. And well, with an opening kill from Glow, and you've got to say that is a positive note here for sure. Looking to escape from Long, will be able to do so. No one being killed on the fall away this time, and well, now the pressure really begins to mount on 9. A lot of time they're currently restricted from all map control, basically. Flamey's even pushed out a Monster. When the hell did this happen? I don't think they have any idea either.
No, it is a fair amount of deep control. Lots of information for the team that can comfortably rotate the 3rd player up. They don't, though, which is interesting. Lollipop's not operating off of this. I think Travis and Glowing up top. Don't really know what this read is. Why they're keeping such heavy emphasis on Monster, considering they have Flamey in position. Fortunately for them, 9 are not going to be able to capitalize on that softened A site. By the time they come in, Lollipop has come up to support, and Deco's already beginning his rotation. Oh, caught out by the utility. The flashbang is so good from Lollipop. That's just a freebie. The second one in the bathrooms. That position now is confirmed. It's all falling apart. It's all over. 1 win. Seal the deal. Battling back on every map. Coming from deficits. Making comebacks happen here, Dean. And securing the dub. Moving on into playoffs as well. Securing their spot.
Yeah, as you can see, my hair and all is quite messy. There's a lot of moments of, like, there's like that sort of stuff, just because it was a very chaotic game. It was impossible to predict who was going to take control at any point, who was going to win. I mean, we had a super decisive first map, of course.